this video, we're talking about trichotomy as a way to describe the relationship between two values. And trichotomy is something that we usually study with inequalities. And the reason is because there are essentially four basic ways to describe the relationship between two values. We can say that two values are equal to one another. We can say that two values are not equal to one another. We can say that one value is greater than another value, or that one value is less than another value. And these are four basic ways that we can describe the relationship between two values, like, for example, 3 and 6. Now, if we say two values are equal to one another, that's an equality, right? They're equal, so we call it an equality. When we use any of the other three, when we say that they are not equal to one another, that one's greater than the other, or that one's less than the other, we say that the values are unequal, essentially. So we're dealing with inequalities when we deal with these three relationships here. And it's these three relationships that we call the trichotomy. When we want to describe, for example, the relationship between the values 3 and 6, how can we describe the relationship between these two numbers? Well, first of all, we can say that 3 is not equal to 6. We know that that's true. We can say that 3 is less than 6, and we can also say that 6 is greater than 3. So that's how we can use the trichotomy of inequality relationships here to describe the relationship between 3 and 6. Now, with that idea in mind, what if we're told that we have this relationship here, x is not less than 2? If x is not less than 2, then what can we say about x? Well, if x is not less than 2, it's possible that x could be greater than 2. It's also possible that x could be equal to 2. And that makes sense because if we graph that on a number line, if we have a number line here, and we say that this is 0, and we say -1, -2, and we say +1, +2, and 3, like this, if x is not less than 2, then x cannot be any of the values that are less than or to the left of our value here at 2. But it's possible that x could be equal to 2, so we want to go ahead and say that x could be equal to 2 and put a point here. And it's also possible that x could be greater than 2, so x could be any of the values to the right of 2. So we want to also indicate that x could be any of these values to the right of 2. So greater than or equal to 2 are the possible values here for x when we say that x cannot be less than 2. And that's just an application of this trichotomy of relationships.